Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be learning how to make a little pop-up GUI that displays some information when you hover over a certain aspect of a GUI. This is the finished product of what we're going to be making. I'll make sure there's a free model of this in the description in case you're just really lazy or it's too complicated. So as you can see, we have a little GUI, and when we hover over the image, it gives us a little bit of the description, the fire rate, damage. Not really too complex, pretty simple. So we're just going to right into the scripting part of it. So into our info script, which is inside the image, we got some references for the player and the mouse, the module and everything. I'll show you guys, I'll actually write this again so I can explain it better, but we're just going to go over it first. So there's a lot of references here, and then it has a little mouse entered function. So when the mouse enters the image, it turns a variable in the info GUI to visible so that you can actually see it. And once that's true, it actually makes sure this thing can be activated, which is when your mouse moves. And since that's now true, the info GUI will move when your mouse, wherever your mouse moves, until your mouse leaves the image on this function and it sets the values to false, which means that your thing will no longer move and it'll be invisible. Alright, so let me just rewrite the script then, just to explain a little better. That too. Alright, so we got here on line 1, obviously we want to get our player. So our player equals, since it's a local script, you can go game.players.localscript, local player, man. Local player, and since we are always going to need the mouse will equal the mouse to the player. Get mouse, and after that, we're going to need to make some references. So the GUI is going to equal the player.player.GUI dot, what do we call it? A gun shop, and our hovering thing will be called info GUI. And that'll be the GUI.info hover. And so after that, we need to get our module, and our module needs to be required so that this is just like a safety thing, so that for some reason if it doesn't get it, your whole entire thing just gets screwed up. So we're going to require it, which is in the replicated first. So we gotta do ream.replicated first .gun info. Now we have our module, and after we get our module, you just need to set this one little boolean variable to false. And after that, we need to make sure that we have a function for when our mouse enters the image. We also need a function for when our mouse leaves the image. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I'm messing it up now. And then we need a mouse function for when the mouse moves. So what we're going to do here is we're going to write this mouse moves first. So if entered, which we set up here, equals, or you can either do equals true, equals true, or you can just do if entered. It automatically knows. If entered, then we want the info script to be moving along with the mouse. Well, it's inside this little thing, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this because I don't feel like writing it again. So info GUI dot position equals udim2.new 0, then our mouse x 0, then our mouse y, so that I'll make sure it's wherever our mouse goes. And so now we need to go down to our entered one, and so in order to activate this, we need to set entered to true when the mouse goes onto the image, and we actually make sure the image is visible so that it's not moving around but we can't see it. And this actually do the opposite for when the mouse leaves the image, because we don't want it to move around when we're not around, and we don't want to see it either when it's left behind. So entered equals false. And info GUI.visible equals false as well. Now we need to get our info. I added this little comment here just so I wouldn't forget in the order it came in. So we need to set our info equal to our module dot, and I put the function in as get info. Obviously, that's pretty obvious one. Get info, and then we have one parameter or argument called gun. So our gun name is going to be equal to, since we're right here, script.parent.parent. So script.parent.parent.name, which will be equal to AK-47, which, if we go back to the module script, is right here. And so after we get our info, we can actually make sure it sets the info. So info GUI dot damage dot text equals info 1 info GUI dot I think it's called RPM dot text equals info 2, and info GUI dot description dot text equals info 3. So actually, I think that's all it. It's not really that complicated to make. The GUI is what probably take you the longest time, but now we can disable this other one just to make sure this one works. Oh, see, now we have an error in this one because C, it's not moving. So we gotta find out why this is. So it looks like we've got a D down here. My bad. Oh, no, whoops, we need to get rid of that D. There we go. Yeah, so that was the problem. One little letter, always. It's the weirdest things. So there we go. Now it works. So now whenever we put our mouse inside the image, we got this little thing going here. Take it out, it's gone. I mean, you can add a little purchase thing, whatever. Again, more guns. This is like a really simple thing, so don't just copy my GUI because it's not very good. So that's about it. Thank you to the All Kids channel for suggesting this to me, because I had nothing to do. So give me something to do. Thank you. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.